Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Today, we have an article on Is Christmas Destroying Our Planet? Let's get into it. The concentration of carbon in our atmosphere is at an all time high. There's never been more plastic in our oceans and environments, and the destruction of nature and habitats in remote locations far away from us continues unabated due to our insane appetite for consumption accumulating in December each year. Research after research has in fact confirmed that none of the relentless overconsumption is making any of us happier, but is in fact having the opposite effect, linking to increasing rates of depression, lifestyle diseases, and widening inequality. As many of us sit on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, depending on how and if you celebrate Christmas where you are, we're surrounded by the mountain of wrapping paper and packaging from all the Christmas gifts, which seem to grow in quantity each year. This is despite many of us agreeing that this year we were going too extravagant and this year be different, only to go even more over the top the following year. Do we really consider the impacts of our habits? Do we, for instance, think that how much land and how many trees have been felled to produce the wrapping paper, or how much land is required to grow Christmas trees each year? Land that could be used otherwise for growing food or for biodiversity effects such as rewilding, or do we even consider that our insane appetite for packaging means for our environment or wildlife, and how many barrels of oil are required? Do we understand that our collective appetite for even more meat at Christmas is responsible for more and more land clearing? The answer is no. I don't think we even have come close to remotely considering this at all. This is not an argument against or for capitalism, but an argument for how to use our capital in a better way. The ironic thing is there is more capital than ever before in our financial system, but instead of using it to fix the problem, we appear to be hell-bent on trying to exasperate it. It's not an argument either that we should not buy gifts for one another. That's not the point. The point is that yes, Christmas is destroying our climate. If you consider how much we invest in boxes, shipping, the wrapping paper itself, like I said before, then you'll understand that in each and every gift that we have, there is a tree gone. There is oil that has been removed from the ground to fuel the airplane or the bus or truck or anything of that nature. For it to run to deliver the present or gift, there is an animal that has gone. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say eating animals is wrong, but the massive amount of consumption that takes place in the month of December for the celebration of Christmas or anything of that nature is due to the fact that we don't know how to stop. Not gonna say we don't know how to stop, excuse me, I'll redact that statement. We don't know how to limit ourselves. It's more or less that this kind of consumption is of course being promoted all over the world, and together with advertisers telling us buying and consuming things is good for the economy and therefore is good for us, but as soon as we have no use for these pointless objects, and so 6 months after Christmas they're thrown away, ending up in landfill sites or perhaps even in the oceans. And did you know that we now have ocean islands of plastic crap objects that no one can find any use for? This year, our carbon emissions climbed even higher, and a lot of this is due to transport and shipping. Transporting products around the world comes with a really high carbon footprint, which unfortunately is not reflected in the price. There are, of course, key arguments to be made around how a globalized market drives us in all the wrong directions, but this does not mean that we as consumers do not bear a responsibility. We do. I remember when Christmas was about creating and making stuff. Cards, decorations, for example. It was about being creative, and it was about making festive food, and it was about having long walks in nature, and it was about dimming the lights, lighting up the candles, perhaps sitting in front of the fireplace telling stories or playing board games, and it was about the warmth, the family, the friendship. I'm not radical in any way, shape, form, or fashion, but I will honestly say that Christmas is destroying our planet. That is my opinion, and I will honestly hold to it. Everyone is entitled to it. But we have to remain on our path. We have to stop trying to become filled with greed, and we have to start focusing on the future. If we don't calm down and step back, we're going to have no Christmas anymore. That's all the time we have for today. If you will, please like, follow, share, comment, let us know anything. Follow us on any and all of our social media sites, and remember, as always, we are here. Bye-bye.